This is an InfoBlips LLC podcast network production.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sundays with Shai. Without further ado, here's Shai.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another week, another episode. Thank you for being here as always. I know this season I've kind of been a little bit inconsistent, but I'm really letting spirit guide me in this season of my life right now and just listening to what I need. And last week, I really needed rest. I woke up irritated, angry, and with a headache. I texted John like, hey, I'm sorry, but I'm going to sleep most of the day and take care of myself and, get rid of this headache. And it didn't really work, but, I had made the best of what I could with the time that I had. So I apologize for not being as consistent as I have wanting to be, but I'm also letting myself feel guilty for it because I have to listen to my body and my mind, and I want to show up 100% for you guys. I was just telling John off camera, like, I don't want to be present unless I'm 100%. There's literally nothing half-ass here. I literally want to be my whole self when I'm coming to the camera. So if there's some weeks that I'm not here, that kind of gives you an idea of what's going on. But and I'm also learning I don't have to explain myself, but just for the respect of my audience, I want to let you guys know that there are times where I just have to, I'll see you guys next week, So, but here we are. And I have a big one for you guys this week. I'm still in it, still working through a lot of the emotions from it. But I'll get to that in a second because I want to tell you guys something super huge. We have a new member in the family. We adopted another dog. Her name is Bambi. She's a little mutt. We don't know what she is, but she's literally so adorable. Come here, Bambi. Bambi. She doesn't really know words or her name yet. We just picked her up yesterday morning, so she's still getting used to things. I was going to show you guys on the camera, but I'm just talking to myself at this point. So we adopted a new family member, and Bitterman is like so happy. I've never really seen like sadness or depression in a dog, because like I've just always seen dogs as like happy-go-lucky, always positive, like they don't really have not that they don't really have those emotions, but I guess maybe they don't express it in the way that like humans do. Like you can significantly tell a difference when a human is sad and depressed versus happy and sad, where a dog is kind of like you really have to like pay attention. So but since we've gotten her, like he's just a completely different dog, which is amazing. And it's great to see him have that relationship, and it's a forever relationship. It's great to be able to save another animal, and she's happy already and running the house like little dogs do. So it's really cool. It's really fun. I'm glad we were able to do that, and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, there's my big news for the past couple of weeks. We got a new dog, so there's that. But also just to get into the episode, I'm going to talk about friendships. And we all have friends. We have best friends. We have close friends. We have acquaintances. We have coworkers. We have all kinds of different relationships and friendships. And I think I never really saw friendships ending. I never really saw friendships coming to a point where you kind of just have to separate, or me being myself, being the person where that person's like, I don't want to be your friend anymore, and vice versa. Like I never really like foresaw that. Like I just never really thought about that. So when it finally came to this point where I'm starting to lose friends, and you start looking around like what the hell's happening? And you kind of start pinpointing like, okay, where the cracks have been. Like you messed up here, or that person messed up here and caused this rift. And it's just, you just start looking at things when one relationship starts going wrong. So over my past probably 6 years since I really like put myself out there and made friends, I've lost probably half of them. And a lot of it was because we weren't compatible. I was immature. A lot of the times it was because of my immaturity, which it's embarrassing. And I hope those people do forgive me, because that was just a time in my life where I'm very naive. Like I'll be the first one to say like there's many things I'm very naive in. So having like outside relationships outside of the house was new to me. So I just thought everyone was my friend. And I didn't also know how to be a friend either. So it was just a lot of turmoil on my end. So I've lost friendships because of my immaturity and vice versa. So but this particular one is hard because this is a friendship that has been over more than 10 years. And it hits home because it's one of those relationships that you do think are forever. It's one of those relationships where it's like, that's my sister, that's my girl, I'm always going to defend her. Like it's one of those. And so it's hard to come to that conclusion that we need to take a break. We need to hit the brakes. We need to just take this time separately and, grow separately. And maybe in the end, we'll come back together. We'll see where time takes us. But with this decision, it was choosing myself, and it was not easy. Like for me, being a people pleaser, being someone that wants to be everyone's friend, being someone that wants to be liked instead of someone that's like having those negative, like basically if you're giving people a reason to talk shit about me. Like I'm not that kind of person. So I just try to be very neutral, very nice, like friendly, like whatever the case may be. But it also made me choose their feelings over mine. It made me choose their comfortability over mine. It made me choose their accountability over mine. And in the end, it just turns into a toxic cycle. And so I finally have recognized it. I finally brought myself out of it, and I have finally chosen myself. And it was not easy. And I say it wasn't easy because as soon as I made the decision, I felt guilty. I felt hurt. I felt angry. I felt sad. I felt literally all of the emotions that I was already going through before we even had the conversation of taking our separate ways. But the one that stood out the most for me was feeling guilty and literally almost going back on my word, like sending another text immediately, like, just forget everything I said. It's going to be okay. We'll work it out. And, choosing the relationship over what I actually needed and what was actually going to fulfill my spirit and make me feel happy again. And it's still hard to get over because I still think like, okay, well, maybe if this did happen and maybe if things are changed, then it can work. But it's also those background feelings of anxiety, of obligation, of basically basically holding on to a friendship that you in the back of your mind know you don't really want to hold on to, but you are for the sake of time, like your time, your like efforts and energy and just being that whole person and putting yourself forward on the front line for this person, and then it backfires. Like all of that's coming to the forefront, when this cycle ends. And I've had to literally coach myself every single thought, every single time, like tell myself, no, this is the right choice for me, because look at how I'm feeling now in this moment, not having that obligation, not having that worry in the back of my mind, not having that anxiety when I get a phone call or when I get a text message. Like think about those feelings of peace. And that's my goal right now. Like I told you guys a couple episodes ago, I was in my soft girl era. I'm not arguing. I will tell you what I need to tell you. And if you don't agree with it, then okay. If you agree with it, okay. But we're moving on. We're moving forward. And that's exactly what my spirit right now is leading me to do. I need to move forward. To be able to step into the shoe that I want to step into, I have to move forward. And these are the kind of things that have to be clipped, unfortunately. And friendships do not last forever. And I'm just realizing that the ones that do last forever, they are meant to be and they're here for a purpose. And the ones that end are part of the life lessons that we're all going through, part of the karmic lessons that we're all going through as spiritual beings living a human experience. But the emotions come with it as being a human being. It's not as easy as just sending a text message and getting over it. It's dealing with the emotions that come behind it. It's dealing with the guilt. It's dealing with the anger. It's dealing with the sadness. It's dealing with the loneliness because you just cut your person off. You just said to the umbilical cord, like, you're done. It's like you're done. So it's just all those feelings that have presented itself in that. So The things that I have been doing to overcome that, I will tell you in the beginning, not good. I was very, very sad. I kind of forgot about myself. Um, I was just very in my head. I forgot about the other friendships around me. I kind of just self-isolated for the first week and was just kind of like, I don't know what I did, basically, was where my mindset was. And so to kind of get over that, it was a lot of like mental self-coaching because it's all the mindset. Like no matter how much writing I'm gonna do, no matter how much conversation I'm gonna do with that other person or with other people about the situation, the conversation within myself was not the right conversation to be having. So it was really coaching myself to not feel guilty, to tell myself it's okay to choose myself, to tell myself that the peace that comes in the end from this is worth the heartache, and it's worth feeling the feelings that I have, because in the end it's going to be peace. That's my goal, right? The universe is listening to what I'm asking for, and it's shitty sometimes, and this is the shitty part of it. Like it's the shitty feelings and I got to take it, but we're here and we're dealing with it. So right now I'm kind of just getting my mindset right, and I'm just now really starting to like feel like myself again and feel like, I'm okay, I'm confident in the decision I made and I'm confident to move forward. So, you know, this is real time healing that you guys are seeing. It's not just okay, you did it, good job, gold star, you're out of here, next lesson. Like it's all of this stuff. So whew, it's been a roller coaster. It's been a roller coaster. But the feelings that I'm feeling now, now that I've been telling myself that it's okay and I've been confident, I do feel more at peace. I do feel like a weight has been lifted off of my heart, off of my feelings, off of my energy, because I'm not holding on to that person anymore. I'm not holding on to that obligation of being in that status. So I've kind of just taken that status away and just kind of said, hey, I'm still in the background. I'm still supporting you. I'm still very proud of you, but I'm not going to be at this level anymore for you because it's not vibrating with me spiritually anymore. And if I continue, it's only going to make me more angry. Um, and through this process, like I realized I got a lot of anger. It's not funny. It's not funny. I'm not okay. I'm only laughing because I'm embarrassed to admit it, but I am there's a lot of anger in this heart. And so I'm trying to figure out how to channel it in different ways so that when these kind of situations arise, it doesn't take me as long to self-regulate myself and not feel as angry, and I can reply within like a decent time. The conversation took me a long time to have. Okay. Like I already knew the conversation needed to be had, but I'm very non-confrontational, so I'm not going to be the one to bring it up, which is terrible. Like I know it's terrible. Um, but that's just it's just I've always been that way, and I don't need to be, but I've always been that way. So I won't bring it up until you bring it up. So once it's brought up, it's going to be brought up. But also in that moment, like my emotions go from like very calm to 100. Like there's no like there's none of that. There's no progression. It's just one emotion completely to 100. And I've realized through this process and through my healing process in general that my anger level goes from 0 to 100 very quickly. So I'm trying to work on that because I don't like feeling angry. I don't like compromising my feelings. I don't like having to sit here and calm myself down daily because I'm so just angry. And I think it's just because of the injustice of myself, and I'm mad at myself. I'm mad that, that things don't go fairly. It's just whatever you can be angry about, I'm just angry about. And in the same breath, I'm emotional too. Like I'm very open and very like loving and understanding. So it's hard being me sometimes, you guys. I sound so spoiled. It's hard, but the emotions are hard, okay? Emotions are hard. And I think this is like the first time in my life that I'm actually sitting with them. And that's why I've been speaking so heavily on them, because I'm actually starting to really sit with my emotions and understand each one and understand how to take care of myself in each moment of each emotion, you know? So it's just the constant movement of energy. That's what healing is, you know? We're just, it's, yeah. So, but I'm also trying to balance being a human and also having, you know, the healing experience. Because I'm going off topic now, but I was listening to a podcast and she was talking about how she didn't want to present to the world as just like the healing girl, like, you know, like you have that friend that's like known for that one thing because that's like their entire personality. Like she didn't want to be known for like being like the healing person. And so that kind of resonated with me because I really do talk about my healing journey a lot, and I speak a lot about my emotions and just trying, always trying to figure life out. And sometimes I just need to just go with it. Like literally just go with it. Like don't get angry about anything and just literally take life for what it literally is. Like, and doing that, I realized that a lot of things don't need reactions. Like a lot of things in my life don't need reactions. I've learned that on most things, but there's like the little things that like just make you through the roof irritated or whatever the emotion is. Like it's those little emotions that you have to pay attention to that like, you know, got to work through. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna stop rambling. That's what I'm going through right now. I'm basically going through a semi breakup, but not really because I just basically put myself on the back burner, which is okay. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because with putting myself on the back burner, I chose myself, and that was the most important thing is choosing myself. So I hope that whatever you're going through, you know that you are not alone. You have a lot of support, and there's plenty of people around you that support and love you for who you are in any stage and every stage and will grow with you, and they're going to be right by your side no matter what. And those are the people you hold on to, like I've always said, and make sure you keep them in your corner, keep them safe, know, and let them know that they're appreciated because that's really important. And I appreciate you all for being here every week and listening and tuning in. And I appreciate John for being here every week for me too and being available anytime my schedule changes and just everything. I'm just very, very thankful and grateful for my life. There's many great things on the latter side of these emotions that I'm feeling that are going on, and it's an exciting time in my life. I'm not going to brag about it, but I understand the blessings, and I'm very grateful. So I will see you guys next week. Thank you for being here and sharing your time with me. This was Sundays with Shay, brought to you by Info Blips LLC.